question everything. But the truth should not be televised, and that's for sure. So with that, you see how they go into the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, aka the World's Court. They're going to the World's Court now for Palestinian rights and reparations for the Palestinians, But, you got South Africa talking about it. You got, a variety of different representatives out here for Palestine out here talking about it. You got, Aboriginal Negroes talking about it that's supposed to represent us out here. But notice how all these people and all these different groups are coming together to go to the World Court to speak on Palestinian rights and what's happening to the Palestinians. But nobody's tying that into the Aboriginal Negroes of America and how we've been through that and been going through it for the last 600 years. No one's speaking on our plight. No one's doing that coalition when it comes to being our allies and speaking on the fact that we haven't got reparations right here in the United States, and we still need reparations for our people for crimes against humanity that has happened to us. For some reason, they can do a lot of different speaking for everybody else but us. Why is that? Why, when it comes to the Aboriginal Negro of America, we go out and go to bat, put 10 toes down for everybody else when it comes to their plight. But when it comes to us, everybody scatter and get away from us and don't try to speak on our behalf or try to help us from nowhere whatsoever. Like it's all copacetic when it comes to us fighting for them. But when it comes to them actually trying to do something for us, there's nobody around. And I don't mean the physical. I definitely mean the protesting, the getting out and speaking on their platforms, the boycotting, whatever we got to do when it comes to dealing with this reality of being oppressed here in the United States. Now you got the Palestinians being oppressed from what they saying being oppressed over there in Israel, or in Palestine. But at the end of the day, they ain't trying to speak on our behalf with that. And this is what I be talking about. So we gonna watch the Palestinians most likely get this reparative justice, and we ain't gonna be able to get ours. But this is what they're playing. These are the games we playing. And this is why I say when we talk about allies, what allies? Who got our back as Aboriginal Negroes of America? Only time we see any allies is when we allying with somebody to help them out under their circumstances. But when it comes to our circumstances, we don't see nothing. You don't even see a cricket around. That's how bad it be. And we gotta absorb that and acknowledge that so we can start dealing on our own. Start pushing our own plight and our own reality to get out of these ghetto slums and hoods. Because we don't push our own and unify amongst ourselves, then we're going to always stay stuck at the bottom. And that's the plan. If you don't think it's the plan, then you better start checking some of these agendas out from these colonizers and how they moving and swerving on our people on our behalf from behind the scenes. From behind the scenes, moving that pen against us, taking that green, making sure that the resources don't never ever show up on our area, environments, and communities. This is just that reality. But hey, here we go. The world court right now is looking at Palestinians and what's happening with them. And here we are still sitting right here in ghettos and slums and hoods that we've been beat back all the way into. And ain't nobody trying to say nothing about us. Remember, they got to study reparations for us. Remember when Kamala Harris, I ain't going to do nothing solely for black people. Remember these words, because these are the words that they live true by when it come to us. When it come to us, people that look like us don't got no skin in the game towards helping us as representatives. And this is why we in the boat we in. This is why our children and our men are either being ushered into the morgues or ushered into mass incarceration. They don't give. That's what it is. These are the two avenues that they got for us. They don't got reparative justice for us. That's why you don't hear nobody speaking on it on the sense of passing that bill. All that conversation, we don't need that. Shoot, they quick to make another movie called Colors. They quick to make these type of movies, 12 Years a Slave, and all these movies to show us this programmatic thought pattern of what they want us to be under and make a profit off of it. But when it comes to that profit being passed on for the realities of what they owe us through money and land back for all the crimes against humanity that's happened to us, it's crickets in the air. You can't find them nowhere like a needle in a haystack. And this is that reality. And we got to own that. Because, see, at the end of the day, you only struggling because they robbed us. You only struggling because they maintaining our oppression. That's just what it is. And when we can understand these things, we can understand why the wealth gap is so long. Not because they worked hard to get that money. No, they came with that slaughter to get that money. They came with that Holocaust to get that money. They came with that massacre and that genocide to get that money. And now they living good, eating, fat bellies, sitting on yachts and sitting on private islands doing real well as our people are struggling and starving. They bring in 42 million through Ellis Island of poor, broke, people from their countries, and then gave them all these different journeyman jobs, gave them management jobs and supervisor jobs, and gave them all different types of grants and benefits to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Just ask Martin Luther King. The speech is out there for what he said on how the federal government was giving out land all throughout the Midwest and West to get them an economic floor. So now today they talking, we work hard. Work hard doing what? Oppressing our people and keeping our people down. And then when it comes time to turn around and do something on the righteous side of uplifting our people for what you owe, y'all talk about y'all don't know where y'all gonna get the money from. And then tax our dollars right out our pocket to go help everybody else out. Give everybody else $1 billion. Give everybody else $1 trillion while we out here starving to eat. And in turn, they capitalize on that starving to eat when you start trying to do survival work, which they call criminal work. Criminals, all of a sudden now you mass incarcerated. You flooded with all sorts of colonizers in your community, running down your babies, running down your men to lock them up so that way they can get paid off of that through lawyers and bail bonds and bracelets and ankle bracelets and ankle monitors and urines and judges and you name it. They come up every which way off our back. Got us like this, running us down the street by our collar. We can't do nothing. That's why we need liberation. This is that reality. Y'all talking about emancipation, a proclamation to mass incarceration. Y'all better get up out of that thought pattern, because at the end of the day, they make moves for everybody that don't look like us. Make sure everybody that don't look like us be straight. While we sitting around in the bucket, they talking about we like crabs in the barrel. No, we crushed in the barrel. And we ain't crushed in the barrel by ourselves. We manipulated to the fullest by a system that still oppresses us 100%. And until we understand that, we ain't getting nowhere. So with that world court that you out there, the ICJ, if you see it, you know it to be true, that we still oppressed right here in the United States of America 100% as the Aboriginal Negroes of America. And until y'all recognize that, there's no justice, there's no peace. And just like that, I just don't get you. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.